time if it doesn't come out the way they do it. So stop with the sour grapes, man.
You even thought he was the candidate that we should have, but yet you voted against him.
I did vote against him. That's why we have this man sitting here, because you lost the vote.
We need,
I appreciate it.
I just,
Okay, first of all,
well, you take
the
that on the
previous board you need
campaign.
to thank, because the previous board could have gone through and chose the superintendent without any input whatsoever into the 9 that are sitting here now. Any input. They thought it was in the best interest of everybody sitting on this board currently to let you folks have a choice in what you were gonna work with, not the previous board. So you need to thank them first, whether it is. That's the first comment. The second one is, when you put something out there, you don't know what you're gonna get. We could have gotten something else, or we could have gotten nothing whatsoever, not one candidate. And trust me, for a time period, I thought we weren't gonna have any candidates because of the way the board was acting. So, whether it's right or wrong, you push forward, you support, and move on, period, end of discussions. You support. We make the policies, we work with them. It's a sour grapes issue. I agree with Brian Lawyer on that fact. Dr. Mitchell will do a wonderful job. I have the utmost confidence in him. I have the utmost confidence in Dr. Berryman and what she is going to bring forward to this school district. We have had great success in bringing people forward. This isn't my opinion. This is the opinion that has been looked at when you look at what we've got currently, and we do pretty daggone good. There's a lot of people outside this district that look at us with nice eyes and say we do a wonderful thing, and if we can just all start coming together a little bit more, we can get a lot further along, and I appreciate it when you do that. At the end of this, the end of today, it needs to be 9-0 in favor of votes, because we need to be one board and act as one board. No sour grapes. Make your comments, make your concerns, let's move forward. And I'm all my stand. Dr. Mitchell, I appreciate you going forward, and appreciate that you apply. If you would like to introduce your wife to the board, you may. If not, she may hide behind somebody else.
She is very happy to hide behind everyone.
Well, I appreciate you coming aboard, and I'm glad you were our choice. And in my eyes, it's a unanimous choice. Those in favor, we have to have a roll call because of that. So Karen, if you please.
Brian Lawyer,
yes?
Nick Lovell,
Yes.
Fred Miller, Janelle Ressler,
Yes.
Dwayne Sullivan,
No.
Carl Thompson,
Yes.
Stephen Yerger,
Yes.
Danielle Brenneman,
Yes.
Mary Brennan.
Yes. Emphatically yes.
Congratulations,
In the form of a motion, recommend approval of the assistant superintendent contract with Dr. Judy Berry.
I have a motion on the floor to recommend approval of the assistant superintendent contract with Dr. Judy Berryman. I have a second. Do I have discussion?
I'd like to say a few things, if you don't mind.
No.
I think Judy Berryman's a fantastic person. I think she's done well for the high school. The only question that I have, Carl, is back when Mitchell's first contract, and this does
Dr.
pertain to Dr. Mitchell.
Thank you.
First contract, and I'm bringing this in for a reason, because I don't see it in her contract. It stated in there that, you know, he was going to be mentoring principals, work with the curriculum policy and curricular committee, staff community, and I'm wondering why it's not in this contract, because I thought that Dr. Judy Berryman, I thought that was going to be her duties per our conversation the last time you and I talked.
Duties are highlighted in job descriptions, not contracts, moving forward.
But why was it written in?
Don't know, moving forward, duties are written in job descriptions, not contracts.
I don't know why either. That's how was that? Wheel up. But we corrected the situation, and our assistant to the superintendent. That's assistant
Assistant superintendent.
Oh, sorry, I put that two in there, I apologize.
Tim's gonna have PTSD over there with that.
You should have been out a letter blue like your old name tag.
Yeah, okay.
And another question I had, Carl, and I know this was a board agreement, why did we move from 3 years to 5 years? And where is the clause, and I don't mean this against Judy, please, don't take it wrong, please don't. Where's the clause that says we can, and I don't mean to say this against you, get rid of them, like you said? I didn't see it in there, but maybe you know where it is. Not that I want to get rid of her, but I'm just asking. Because I see 5 years is,
5 years is part of the negotiation,
Right.
discussion.
Right.
There's nothing that would be in any contracts that's based on school code.
Don't be based, yeah.
there's no get out clause?
No, removal of people is based on school code. That's any employee.
Yeah.
So, school code says what? There's a process, or there isn't?
That is correct. Any
Okay, there's a
teacher,
process.
any teacher,
Okay,
any
okay.
administrator,
Yeah, that's
there's a
cool.
process. School
Okay,
code.
I'm just going off of what Carl had said to do.
Right, well, they all have that in there, and you can, I mean, it's, under the school code, you get to play, not nice, you didn't play nicely, or whatever, and have it removed, but it's not like you can just go get fired, you can't do that.
Well, I would just like to say to Judy from me, I hope in my heart that you can help the students like you did at the high school and bring the scores up and make Littlestown proud of their, education. I have a lot of faith in you, I really do. So, I mean, that's saying a lot. So, and I think you can do it, I really do. So I would like to see that get done. I would like to see us come off the bottom and kind of climb up. That would be nice. So I just wanted to say that. At 19% proficiency, I mean, even that, I would like to see us climb, if any way possible, if I would appreciate it. So, thank you.
Any other comments? You got one?
No.
Oh, I thought you were saying you had a comment. Any comments over here? Dr. Berman, I'd like to thank you for stepping up to move to a position that I know you're ready to do, and I know that you are in the, it's something that you're passionate about thank you, passionate. At this time, you may introduce yourselves if you like, if not, yours can hide.
Well, he's kind of not behind anybody. That's my husband, Sam, and he is a huge support.
We appreciate you, Shannon, a lot, and letting her take positions. It's a lot of work. So when Trevor comes along, I guess you're gonna kiss him goodbye and see him in 5 years. I appreciate it and thank you, and I'm looking forward to working with you. Carrie, any more discussion? Oh, I'm sorry.
Just a quick comment, when we came to the school and you gave us the tour, Dr. Merriman, I was very impressed with the knowledge that you possess and how well you knew your students. It's like you knew every single student in the school. They respected you, and we appreciated you letting us take the tour, and we're really happy that you got your position.
Any other comments? Hearing none, Carrie, it's back to you.
Nick Lovell,
Yes.
Fred Miller,
Yes.
Janelle Ressler,
Yes.
Dwayne Sullivan,
Yes.
Carl Thompson,
Yes.
Stephen Yurger,
Yes.
Danielle Brenneman,
Yes.
Mary Brenneman,
Yes.
Brian Lloyd.
Yes.
Congratulations, Dr. Berman. And the report for personnel, now it's curriculum, co-curriculum, and policy. Item A is the discussion of the first reading of the following board policies. Is there any discussion?
The only discussion I have, and I don't even know if it's relevant at this time, is the first reading. I have a problem with a lot of the things that are written in the code. There's a lot of things in here that kind of hit home with me, that I can see that it looks like it's towards me. And having never had case, then I feel bad for the district because this policy will end up costing the district a lot of money should the district decide to do something that they shouldn't be doing. That's my comment on it.
How will it cost the district money to implement a policy?
Well, if there's things in here where you're restricting individuals' right to freedom of speech, freedom of anything, that's a problem. I mean, that's what seems to be the goal here.
My suggestion would be that you would send an email to Nick with concerns or comments, since there seems to be several concerning each one of the policies that you have, since it's under discussion, so that when they have their August meeting, they can bring them up for discussion at the time, so that the other board members on the committee are aware of those discussions, and they can look at the responses and see favorably or unfavorably on your concerns. That's my suggestion.
And by the August 6th meeting, you mean?
The August 6th meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, so before that would be,
Okay.
sooner the better.
Okay.
And make it, that way you've got a chance to persuade people on that committee to make change. Any other discussions on those, on A, 1, 2, or 3?
I'll just note that, as noted on the agenda, they've been reviewed by the solicitor for the legality of the document and the policy. So we shouldn't have any issues with it. Does anyone have any items B through E?
I want B, 3, and D, 4, and C.
Anyone else? Okay, in the form of a motion, we'll do, recommend approval of items D and E.
Motion on the board approval, recommend approval of letters D and E. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
In the form of a motion, recommend approval of items B12, policy 615, payroll deductions, and policy 221, dress and grooming.
Have a motion on the floor to recommend approval of the following policies and procedures, policy 615 and policy 221. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? I hope now that we have policies written and they look directly out, that we will be following said policies without any gray area. It would make my life, phone calls a lot easier. Thank you very much. I'm off my soapbox again. Yes, sir.
When you speak on policy 221, I just have a question. Okay, the dress and grooming.
Yes.
What is going to be the protocol for enforcing it? I mean, is this a teacher enforcement or a?
Hey, go. 1, 2.
It's written in the handbook.
It's in the handbook.
Is it in the handbook?
It has a section in the handbook for the principals to be able to.
It's
So-
it's basically the school administration, not school administration.
It would be a teachers and admin. Teachers are first level. Can you flip your shirt? If it's something they can't address in that moment, then it would come to admin to find them a change of clothes or.
Okay, so that would mean that a lot of parents are probably gonna have back and forth conversations.
So the plan is to roll this out over the summer, so that can be addressed ahead of time, so that's not coming at a surprise first day of school.
Okay.
And the idea behind, and you have to think that the idea behind the teacher being the first line, administrator being the second, and then the superintendent being the third, just as if you get in trouble with mom, you usually go to dad, and if that don't work, you don't have a lot of people go through that way. If we do this, there's a little buffer to take care of it, but it still needs to be done. It needs to be.
Well, no, I have no problem with what you're doing. That wasn't my question. I was concerned about how, because obviously you, and I'm not just singling you out, would be the center of the controversy once you start. And that's always with parents. That's always a sticking point. They're always going to say, that's my child, I'll dress them like I want to dress them. And then now you're fighting them, and it's going to move up another step. And that's usually what happens. That's why I was asking, because you're painting a target on yourself as far as I'm concerned. And that's why I was asking who's going to handle it.
So
So it goes where it goes. So you're not going to wiggle, it's going to be written in stone.
it's pretty written in our handbook of what our policy is gonna be per school, and as soon as this is approved, we can then start pushing that out to the public so they're aware.
So, that's cool, thank you for clarifying.
It's in the handbooks, which we've already approved.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, any other discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
In the form of a motion, recommend approval of board procedure 004, membership.
I have a motion on the board to approve the board procedure of membership 004.
Second.
And motion and a second. Do I have any discussion?
Yes. Under number 6, Board of School Directors, members are encouraged to obtain clearances at their own expense and are required to do so in order to be eligible to volunteer in any capacity during a school function or event, visit the school when students are in the building, and be in the direct contact with the students. Now, my issue is, what happens when a board director gets the clearances, gets everything they need, and you guys turn them down? What happens then? Because you're not saying, oh, we can just say he might be a threat, or he might be this, or he might be that, and make it so that I don't become a volunteer. My point is, this is written here, but it doesn't mean anything because you don't follow it. Well, I got all my clearances, I got everything, including the TV test, at my own expense, and you still turn me down. And I have a huge problem with that. I have a huge problem with that, because now you're spelling out what I can and can't do when 5 of you said I can't be a volunteer. For what one board member says, his concerns that aren't even warranted in my opinion, because it's not part of the volunteer packet. It doesn't say contact this board member to make sure it's okay. It doesn't say that. It says get all your required clearances, get your TV test, which is what I did, and boom, put you on the list and become a volunteer, like everybody did on the 520 on that stage except me. And I have a huge problem with this, huge. So that's my beef with this whole policy you're writing right here.
You had it, voted to vote no. That's what we can do. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed.
Okay.
In the form of a motion, recommend approval of board procedure 005, organization.
I have a motion on the board recommending board procedure 005, organization. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion?
It's my discussion.
Okay.
I have a problem with the taking out of office of the board may be removed from office for incompetency, intemperance, neglect of duty, violation of school laws of the Commonwealth, and other improper conduct, provided that the officer charged shall be given due notice of the reasons thereof and an opportunity for a hearing, and provided that said removal has been approved by the affirmative vote. My problem is if you go down to appointed individuals, you still give them the ability to have a letter and a hearing, but you're taking it away from any officer. So let's say I become president, and 5 people decide in 15 minutes they want to get rid of me. And without a reason, without an explanation, you just vote. And to me, I don't think that's fair. I think you're taking away a good part of this policy that would save from it being abused, which it's going to be, I'll guarantee it. That's my problem with it. And you still have appointees with the protection. Appointees still have the protection.
Okay. Any other discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed.
Carrie, did you get that?
All right, that's, in the form of a motion, recommend approval of the Littlestown High School discarded book list.
I have a motion on the floor to recommend approval of the LHS discarded book list. Do I have a second?
Second.
I'll give this. Okay. Discussion.
Okay. On this one.
Let's change that. He's got discussion
Okay.
consent, so.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask you to tell us the process you go through. to choose or to figure out which books go on to discard.
Yeah, that was really easy. We're consolidating buildings, so we know we only have so much space. And additionally, Mr. Henshaw went through and identified books that would be weeded for lack of checking out. There's a ton of books that are not being checked out, so we pulled them all together. As you can see, it's 517 pages.
So some, can I also say?
Go ahead.
So some of these, we might not even have in the school district.
Correct.
So we're basically just removing them from title, so, okay, all right, Brian?
And the ones that we do have, what we do with those books that are being removed.
The ones that are being removed, we will take them and either donate them or go through municipal, whichever we can do to be able to get money or donate them, get rid of them for free.
But the board does have a policy for dismissal.
Correct.
We will follow your policy.
All right, so,
Down to here.
Mr. Sullivan, the left spoke once.
Yes. So, Tim, that's about, if my math is right, 2,585 books?
It's a
roughly.
lot of books.
Yeah, it's a lot of books.
Two libraries, but one is.
Right. Oh, okay, so
It's
you're
so much space
consolidating,
that we have.
okay.
I'm sure there's duplicates in there too.
There's duplicates, okay. So there was no input from anybody else other than you guys just said their lack of being checked out, according to what I was reading?
Weeding is a normal process for
Okay.
all libraries. Libraries will have a weeding process where books that are not popular and not checked out will be removed, so books that are interesting can be brought in and purchased. We are doing so digitally so that we can save space.
And that's
really
another
make
question
it
I had.
easy to have access to our kids.
That's another question I had. The digital part, is that where you're moving towards,
Correct.
as you discussed before? Okay, I just wanted to clarify that, because I remember you mentioned that going to the digital.
Some of the digital books that we will get will also save money because some of them are checked out on a number of times basis. So if we get 20 checkouts and that 20 checkouts is taken care of in 1 year, that's a really popular book. But it also might be checked out 20 times over 5 years. So that leads us to be able to spend less money and provide more books for our students.
Well, the concern that I got phone calls about, honestly, was somebody said, how do you know they're not banning books in that list of 2,585 books? I'm like, well, I don't, because I wasn't part of the process. But they did ask me, how do you know they're not banning? And I'm not saying you are. I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying that's what they asked me. And I'm like, oh, that is true, and it would take a long time to go through 2,585 books. It would take a long time to go through it.
Correct.
You'd have to recognize it, call it out, say, oh, look, this was a book that somebody wanted to ban, and that's very cumbersome. And so,
And it takes Mr. Henshaw very little time, relatively little time to review how often a book has been
Right.
checked out to be able to.
so that's the process you use to not, okay.
Now, we're not also saying that those other books might not even be on that list,
Correct.
that banned book list, but Mr.
Right.
Henshaw is very adamant about his position and does not take it lightly, as some will attest. So, it's, 500 and some odd books is a lot of books, and I'm sure that was not an easy list for him to do.
570 pages.
Pages is 2,585 books.
Yeah, it's a lot of books.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
Okay. Any other discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. End of report. Mr. Lawyer.
Oh, Adams County? Yeah, the meeting was short. We went into executive session to talk about real estate. They are looking for buildings or property to buy. They want to move on this while everybody seems to be in agreement that this is important and that Adams County should have its own, separate tech center away from Gettysburg. So that was about the gist of the meeting, and hopefully they find something soon. We did vote on one thing to move. So we had an area to look for, to look for property or buildings in the center of the county and around Gettysburg. So we voted to widen that space because we weren't finding anything suitable, no buildings that suited that we could renovate and transform into a school. So they widened their search. That's the biggest news.
All right. On June 10th, we were supposed to have a meeting. Now, currently, ACTI is divided up into two distinct groups. The basic school board part that says policies, procedures, and then purse string holders, which I know of. That one unfortunately had to be changed and canceled. But yes, we are looking, we have a $500,000, grant, thank you. $500,000 grant that we'd like to spend, so if you're out there and you got a nice piece of property, about 50 acres that you'd like to donate, Harry, thank you for being looking to donate, it's a good tax write-off. You know, we'd be willing to take that, but that's what that is. We're supposed to meet again next week, so next, meeting in August, we'll have something, so that's where we're going at. All right. Okay. Dr. Bell, LIU, you've all got your highlights in your packets, thanks to Gary, shaking your head. LIU's always fun. I'm gonna go to that. Dr. Bell, did you have anything?
Sure, I have a couple items. First off, the change in the boardroom, which you've seen, was created to add more seats, so that we can have larger audience opportunities and a little bit more room for you people. We do like you attending, and we do want to make you as comfortable as possible. So that was done. In addition to that, in discussions with Tim, we're going to also, for the board, that TV that's in the back will end up being mounted on the walls, and that'll be out of your way. Behind there, we'll take this one, or one of this same size, put it up here in the front, so that participation will be much more accessible, no more trying to look around people or look behind people at all. Everybody will have ready availability to it. You, of course, as a board member, can are provided with technology devices, so you're able to look at those as well. So the changes that has taken place provides us with more room and more opportunity in the boardroom. So I just wanted to highlight that for you as you continue to move forward with the boardroom. In addition to that, I'd be remiss if I didn't say anything about Tim or Judy. And I am extremely excited to have both of those individuals here. You need to be extremely excited. This leadership team, and I look at them as a team, when we were setting this up, I told Gary, I want them both seated right there beside each other, because that's your future. That's your next 5-year future. I have to stop a minute though, and on behalf of my wife, talk to you, Jill, and you, Sam, and tell you both that this is a package deal. Like it or not, your name's not on the contract, but you're part of it. And I was able to do it for 18 years with my wife as a package deal. These individuals will need your support, and you people need to, you two need to explain to your spouses. It doesn't matter, but you're done, you're done talking. And, so this is a package deal. So welcome to you as well to come in here and help lead this district, and the support that I know you're going to have from both of your spouses. So hats off to you, not just your spouses that have done a great job that's here. Tim is the right person for the right time, in the right manner, to do the right thing. The choice that's made by a majority of the board is the right one. Judy's going to be able to come in and provide her leadership and direction that she's garnered in her past from the high school, as well as now lead the transition from the middle school and the high school coming together in her new role. Besides that, they're both going to all have to immediately start in advertising for a new high school principal and get that information out, and that'll be done immediately. I've had the privilege of having conversations with both of them before tonight that you might not have been able to have, so I already know that's coming in days, right away, tomorrow, I'm saying now. So you've got the right people here to do the right thing. You've got 5 years of solid leadership. I think you need to be extremely happy as a board with what you've done. And I will tell you now, with 19 years worth of a superintendent experience, he's ready, she's ready, watch out. Just hold on to your seats and enjoy the ride they're going to take you through. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Old business, the May Transportation Maintenance Report, May Technology, MX Report, May Maintenance Report, and the May Monthly Enrollment Report is in your packet for your reviewing. Does anybody have any questions of those? Okay. business that needs to be discussed?
I have something.
Yes, sir.
This is to you. I am a board member, I was, of the York Adams Two Cylinder Club. And we have dispersed. We went out of business. And the money that we have left in the treasury has to be divided between schools that has egg program and also has a nonprofit 501c3 organization, which this school hasn't. I've done checked it a couple times. Now, you should have got a letter within the last 2 weeks. Thunderbolt Foundation is one of the schools that we're giving this money to. $7,500. Now, what is that supposed to go? I'm told that the egg program is not supposed to keep over 2,500.
Mr. Miller, I can answer that question. That money that was donated to the foundation has already been outlaid for the elementary school and the middle school to provide a mobile ag lab that will be here next school year for our students for a week at Alloway Creek and for a week at Maple Avenue Middle School.
In other words, the egg program don't get none?
This is to promote agriculture education, so that students coming from the elementary, middle school will continue to participate in our ag program and build a strong program.
Well, we was hoping also that they would like to have a building to put their equipment in. We thought maybe that some of this could go to that.
It depends. We will look at that through our 10-year plan.
10-4. Thank you.
Fred, I definitely like to thank your ex-organization. That is no small feat. $7,000 is a lot of money, and we appreciate that. So pass it on to
We
your
have a
other-
lot of money.
We'll pass it on to your other members. I appreciate it.
We were able to give it to 4 other schools that has the 501c3 organization in their school, the ag program.
And for my edification, can you tell me the 5 of the other schools? Just so I know.
Gettysburg, Tonawanda, Dover, Thunderbolt.
So it's not just Adams County. You went outside Adams
We
County.
went out,
So,
we sent letters to all the schools, and we only got 4 back that had 501c3 credentials.
so we are really thankful for that. And on behalf of the school, we thank them. And Carrie, at some point, we'll get a letter out. Thank you. Thank you.
The reason we dispersed, because we all felt we're getting older, and the young ones don't want to step up and join us and do things. So we decided to
I'm sorry to hear that.
scrap it.
All right, Carl, hold on. I'm going up this time, coming around this time. Do you have a question?
I was wondering, is there any possibility of moving the next meeting because it's back to school night?
Only because it is a posted thing and financially we've already sent them out. It's very difficult.
So you'll just be missing a couple of
You get this one? This one?
I'll be here.
Yeah. It's all right. We understand. I mean, it always happens. We always gets done. That affects. It always happens. Parking is the bigger problem. I haven't been the one. Years.
Well, maybe a facial.
Brian? Anything? Nick? Hold on.
Tom, did you get that check?
What went to the Thunderbolt Foundation?
Yeah.
It would have went to the Thunderbolt Foundation, not to us. We got the letter, but not the check. The check would have went to them.
10-4.
Yes.
Yeager? Okay. Dwayne, you get to end the night.
Yeah, this wasn't on just about, I was supposed to remind Fred to ask you about the custodian job, Fred.
I already asked about it.
Oh, you already asked?
He told me all that I need.
Okay, good, because you told me to remind you. So I figured out.
Tom? Gary? Ms. Bianchi? Dr. Bianchi? And you, sir? Hearing none? On motion, is there a motion on the table to adjourn?
So moved.
Do I have a second? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposing? We're out of here. Yes.
Sure.
I think you. Well, that's why I let him say, I should say.
Thank you.
Fun, mate. Okay.
Congratulations, Dr.
Thank you,
Mitchell.
thank you.
Sorry, I didn't stand up. Congratulations. I'm excited.
Bring yourself to the ease.
That's professional of me, but hey.
Well, it won't be as long as you
Okay.
do. Look, I am sure we can do whatever he has. Yeah. This is my show.
Three. If that doesn't work out, I'll let you know. And congratulations. Thank you.
Okay.
Just text me if you need something.
Hey,
Well, that's
Suzette. Good, how are you?
We're sort of a mess around.
I got two boys.
Done this before.
Oh, yeah, so we, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, and yes, yes.
See her?
Did you get any answers in that all mass email I was reading while I was looking at you?
Oh.
That was it. You have to talk to them later when you're not listening.
No, the same business of not answering the questions I asked,
And that's what I was
answering
asking.
different questions than what I asked.
Yeah. Okay. And because I was trying to read through it really fast, because it just made the email must just come out.
Yeah. No, basically, you know, and he's saying, you know, well, there's variances in the budget, in the actual versus expenditures, but that's not the question I asked.
I mean, we're clearly low on money.
No. Yeah. They said that it was false that when the state gets when the state funds are approved, there's not a deficit, which is not true. I said in my number. What they're saying is, well, fortunately the actual is different than budgeted, so we should make out because we always have in the past.
Yeah, but I don't think we did last year. We're still 1.2. It's still showing.
Well, we don't have actuals yet because it's not June.
It's not June. Well, it is June, but it's not June 30th.
Right.
But we need to stay on top of it.
Right. And that's why I said crossing. Okay, thanks. That's why I said crossing fingers.
I knew you
And I don't, appreciate.
Fred, wait for me.
I don't appreciate accusations that, that there's false information, because that's not true. Those were all facts, and I have documentation. And I do
I know you do.
say when it's my personal opinion versus fact. I very specifically.
But you're on top of things. You're a statistician.
Yeah.
They're trying to make an ass out of it.
Yeah. Well, and I specifically say, here's the facts, and then I say, here's my personal opinion underneath it. I very specifically say that. Now, if they're saying that about somebody else, fine, but that's not what it sounds like.
No, they're saying it about you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I just wanted, because I didn't have a chance to touch base with you, and I know they sent this home. I wonder, I didn't want to run back there and say anything, you know, 'cause we're sitting there. But I was curious, to speak to me later about it. Just, you know, let me know.
Yeah, no, it's a matter of answering a different question than what was asked,
Yeah, exactly.
which is typical to redirect with what was not
It's called diversion.
germane.
It's diverting. It's diversion.
Yeah.
That's all it is. I mean, it's kind of like saying what color is the sky and then saying, well, my car is blue.
Right.
And then that's supposed to be the answer.
Yeah,
And that's
you
the
can.
problem.
Yeah,
That's the problem I have with it, because it's and then Carl being a tyrant tonight. I mean, an absolute tyrant, which is what he's being.
yep.
You know, if you noticed, which I called it out. So, you know, it just the whole thing. They're coming after you. They're coming after me. It's just the way it is.
Yep.
They absolutely are. There's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah, but it's more like I can point to exact figures, and they point to, oh well, it's always been this way.
That doesn't change what it is.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
always been. Just believe us.
It's
just trust
it's
us.
like my girlfriend says to me. She says the check engine light's always been on. I said, but that doesn't make it right.
No.
I'm like, you know, you're riding around and it's on and it's driving me crazy.
Yeah.
If it's in an airplane, I'd be landing it.
Yeah.
You know, because anytime a master comes on, we got a problem. We just don't keep flying it. And I tell her, I said, and you're right. They just kind of say, well, it's always been that way. That's not the answer.
Yeah.
It's not. That's an excuse.
Yeah.
We don't fall for that. And
Yeah.
you and I are supposed to just ride off into the sunset.
Well, and that's the other thing. They say actual versus budgeted, but they also don't tell you, well, this is after you do
Have
the
a good
audit.
evening, Mr. Moran.
After you,
You
good
too.
night. After you do the audit, then you look at the total numbers. Well, yeah, that's after you move money too. It's called funny money. Like you move money. Oh, well, let's put $800,000 into the unfunded account. Okay, but that's how you came up positive, because you moved it from somewhere else, which is fine. But say that's what you're doing.
Yeah, just be honest.
Be honest that you're spending more
Right.
by using reserves. Just be
Agreed.
honest about it.
I can't do that.
You know, and that's what Upper Adams came out in the paper. That's what I'm saying. Like I sent you the article.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you. Sorry, my hands are all.
No, you're fine. Congratulations to you.
They're
And you're a
clammy.
very lucky man. You're a very good person.
Yeah.
You guys have a
Good
great
night.
evening now.
Yeah.
See you
I mean,
all.
like Upper Adams came out and specifically said it. Like the business manager said, "Look, I'm transferring money from technology reserve and from the technical school."
Yeah, Upper Adams, yeah.
Yeah. So just admit it.
It's just
Admit that you have to do it sometimes.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah. Instead of saying, "Oh, it all works out. We have money,"
It's not going to happen.
and I'm like, "That's fine, but just say that that's what you're doing. Just be honest."
When you get to the point where the reserves are gone completely.
Well, hopefully they're not. But the point is,
I hope not either, but
don't accuse me of lying when I have the numbers and I can point to it, not just say, well, just trust me.
Yeah, but it's not just that. I was given the numbers.
Just
you
trust
know?
me.
Yeah, just trust you. I don't trust you.
Right. And then they try to say, oh, it's just speculation on the incident data. I'm like, it's not just speculation.
No.
That was what they were saying on my numbers about
it's
the.
not.
I'm like, no, I compiled the data.
You took the raw data, you put it
Right.
into a chart form, and then it's speculation.
Right. And then they said it's
How
just
is that? No,
speculation that we only
I
had.
saw that speculation word mentioned several times.
Yeah.
In there.
That's just speculation that the incidents don't support the,
Yeah.
you know, that the incident data had non-violent, you know, whatever. I'm like, it's not speculation.
Right.
Look at your
See you
numbers.
on-
I used
have a
your
night.
numbers, but it doesn't matter. The only number that matters is there's 2 buildings. We have to have 2 SROs.
They did what they
But
did.
that's why they waited 6 months and right to know to get the data.
Well, hey, crunching on what they said, just let me know.
Yeah.
Where they blew you out, blew you off.
Well,
I'm sure you'll figure it out. 'Cause you'll
and
look at it
I
and say,
know
"That's
his,
not an answer."
and that's his mommy, right?
Huh?
That was his mommy, right? Shovaker's mom that
Yes,
spoke.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not attacking Tom. Actually, I praised Tom.
No, we're not attacking Tom. I like Tom.
No.
We're not
And I
attacking
said,
him.
this is from Tom's information. I appreciate it. And I even thanked him in an email.
We're not attacking him.
No, never once did I. Actually,
look,
I said I appreciate all the information
gotta
that Tom's
remember,
provided.
it's them against you and me. Period.
Yeah.
Remember that.
No, but the thing is that drives me crazy is I acknowledged Tom's efforts and thanked him for it.
I have too. I always have.
And I don't have an issue with him.
No.
It's with the interim superintendent
That's
and
you
the board
me.
president.
That's you and me.
That was it.
See you all. Let me know.
Yep.
You're right.
Fireworks Superstore and celebrate independence.